Welcome to the LLB463 Legal Clinic Virtual Showcase. Hi, I'm Isobel Larkin. In this video, I'll be speaking about my external placement with the Arts Law Centre of Australia. So, what do Arts Law do? Arts Law is Australia's independent national community centre for the arts. It is a not-for-profit company which provides free or low-cost legal services to Australian artists and arts organisations. These services include legal advice, education, and resources available via the Arts Law website. My role comprised of two parts: writing a research report and assisting at an Arts Law workshop. My research was on Indigenous cultural and intellectual property and how it is protected, or how it fails to be protected. In August this year, the Aboriginal Heritage Amendment Act commenced in Victoria and brought changes and additional laws to the existing Aboriginal Heritage Act. One of the most important aspects of the new laws is that they provide protection for intangible elements of Aboriginal culture. This includes cultural knowledge, artistic traditions, stories, and other cultural heritage. Victoria is the first Australian state to protect intangible elements of Aboriginal cultural heritage. Previously, there was a strong protection for physical Aboriginal heritage. However, this protection was not extended to the intangible elements of Aboriginal cultural heritage. Another part of my role was to assist as a note-taker during individual client advisory sessions when Arts Law came to Brisbane to run workshops. The goal for my report is for it to be used by stakeholders with regard to Indigenous cultural and intellectual property. These stakeholders include Indigenous artists seeking protection for their work, Arts Law solicitors advising these artists, and those who may buy or sell Indigenous artwork. As Victoria is the first Australian state to implement laws of this kind, the other purpose of my report is to help Arts Law determine the effectiveness of such laws and whether it is beneficial to push for reform to include them in other states' legislation. The client advisory sessions are invaluable to independent artists in the community, as they often do not have the budgets to pay for expensive legal services. It is really important for artists to have avenues through which they can seek legal advice regarding their work. Otherwise, artists may not be aware of their rights and, for example, could be ripped off during sales of their work, have their copyright infringed, or many other issues. So what skills did I develop during this placement? Research, writing, and client interview skills. The main skills I developed were my research skills. In other subjects, we have looked at legislation, how it has operated in precedent cases, and its hypothetical effect on provided fact scenarios. Whereas for this project, I was required to look at the legislation and write a summary and critique of it. This was a challenging task as the Amendment Act only commenced in August this year, therefore there isn't a lot of information around about it. I also developed my legal writing skills. The goal for my report is for it to be used as a guiding document on the amendments by Arts Law and their clients. It was therefore important to compact the summary and critique into clear, concise language which can be digested and interpreted quickly. This was something that I found challenging. It took a long time for me to work out what the changes in new laws actually were and what they would mean practically. While note-taking during the workshops, I was able to watch an experienced Arts Law solicitor in practice. This is something I haven't had a chance to do before, so I really enjoyed it. It was great to see how the theoretical knowledge we learn in subjects such as intellectual property and contract law can actually be used practically. I was amazed by how easily the solicitor jumped between multiple areas of law to assist artists from a wide range of practices. I predict these skills I've developed will be beneficial not just for the rest of my degree, but also when I graduate. I already thought I might be interested in practicing in intellectual property law, however having had the opportunity to observe the Arts Law solicitor in practice has cemented this goal. I come from a creative background and find intellectual property law fascinating. It was great to get a taste of what it could be like to work in this area. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.